Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Steve Henry Show on KKNT 960. This is a show where I offer insights on how to start, grow, and succeed in your small business. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a new segment to the Steve Henry Show called It's Your 5-Minute Business Boost. Each week, at the end of my monologue, live in the studio, I'm going to introduce a Christian business that I think may be of interest to you. Today, we are going to have the privilege of speaking with a brother who, if elected to the City of Phoenix 1st District, would be a great friend to small business. Being one himself, please welcome our future City Council member, Eric Frederick, into the Steve Henry Show.
Thank you, Steve, and I appreciate you having me on the show today.
It's an honor to have you here. Who is Eric Frederick, and why in the world do you want to run for councilman?
Well, I've lived in the Valley for 6 years, happily married for 10 years. I have 3 beautiful children, and really that's one of the main reasons I want to run for office is because I want to make sure the city's in good shape when my children get old enough to run the city, and that their children are also in good shape with a city that's as beautiful as we want it to be.
So we could call you a visionary.
Indeed,
something
you could.
desperately so needed out there.
Absolutely.
Eric, we need to encourage more people to take that giant leap of faith, to start their own business. What can city government do to assist us in that process?
Well, the primary role of city government is to make sure that we're creating an environment that allows businesses to be successful. And whether that's small businesses or whether that's large corporations that are creating regional hubs here or relocating their headquarters, if we don't have the educational support, if we don't have proper city services and well-run city services, they're not going to come here no matter how beautiful our weather is and no matter how much opportunity they have for clients here.
Very true. Is this a good time to start a small business?
I started my business in November of 2009, my estate farm agency, so I think it's a great time to start a business.
And you're directly related to housing, I assume, or a good portion of your product is.
Absolutely. And I think ultimately a lot of businesses have gotten out of business because they couldn't handle the consistent challenges that are facing small businesses today. But if you've got a good model and a good business plan, you can still be successful in today's economy.
Amen to that. Mayor Gordon recently launched a committee to deal with the pension crisis. Is he behind the curve? Is there a crisis?
I think the city council is perfecting the art of crisis management.
Yeah.
I think ultimately there is a huge crisis with our pension system. Last report, it was only 69% funded, which means ultimately if everyone retired today, we'd only be able to pay 69 cents on the dollar. The only way to fix that is by going back to the taxpayers again for more money out of the discretionary income that they need to be using to support small businesses.
Okay, I like you. I like what you're saying. You've got a great message, but how do we tackle that problem? How do we solve the pension crisis? I'll put you on the spot here.
Absolutely. Well, ultimately, one of the first fixes is to make sure that people aren't abusing the pension system. Obviously, there's a lot of notoriety from double dipping. Chief Harris,
double
of course,
dipping. Is that George Costanza in the guacamole? Or?
No, it's where people retire and then come back the next day and take the same job and get paid for it again, and now they're drawing a pension as well as getting a salary from the city.
And you want to take that away?
Yeah, I think that'd probably be a pretty good idea, huh?
How can the Christian community assist you in your campaign?
Well, ultimately, the Christian community can vote, first of all. I think it's such a large voting block, and ultimately, the voices are drowned out of Christians by the political action committees out there that are representing all these special interests. And ultimately, those are the people that are speaking the loudest. And if Christians would vote with their pen and get out there and support candidates that believe in the Word and believe in who they are and believe in God and Jesus Christ, we would be much better off at every level of government.
Amen to that. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to wait for Eric to come to the center of Christ. He's already here, unlike most of our politicians. How can you contact you, Eric, and what types of speaking venues do you have planned? I'm interested, and I'm sure most of the audience is too. Again, how can we contact you?
Absolutely. You can visit my website at www.electfrederick.com, and Frederick is Frederick. So that's electfrederick.com. You can call me 602-748-9780. I do respond to every email and every phone call, so if you have a question, something's on your mind, please give me a phone call. I'd love to sit down and talk with you.
Excellent. Eric Frederick, ladies and gentlemen.
For your free copy of the best-selling book, The Playbook for Small Businesses by Steve Henry, go to thestevehenryshow.com and register for the newsletter. Steve will send you the book, and he'll even pay for the postage.